They don't rush. They don't pursue. They don't try to convince anyone to stay. And at first, it can feel confusing, almost distant. Because in a world where attention is often chased, where validation is sought, where people move quickly to hold on to what they fear losing, these individuals move differently. They step back. They pause. They allow things to unfold without forcing an outcome. And that raises a quiet question: are they detached, or do they simply understand something others don't? Because not chasing someone is often misunderstood. It can look like disinterest, like pride, like emotional distance. But beneath the surface, it is rarely about any of those things. It is about how a person relates to themselves, to their worth, to the way they experience connection. And most of the time, the difference is invisible. Let's begin. Most people are taught to associate effort with value. That if something matters, you fight for it. You pursue it. You do more to keep it. And while effort can be meaningful, it can also become reactive. Because when effort is driven by fear, fear of losing someone, fear of being replaced, fear of not being enough, it begins to take a different shape. It becomes chasing, not connection, not mutual movement, but one-sided pursuit. And in that state, something shifts internally. Your focus moves away from yourself and toward the other person. You begin to adjust your behavior, your tone, your availability, trying to maintain their attention, trying to stay within their interest. And slowly, without realizing it, your sense of balance begins to change. Because chasing is not just an action. It is a position. One where your value feels dependent on how someone else responds. But people who don't chase do not operate from that position. Not because they don't care, but because they understand something deeper. That connection cannot be forced into existence. That attention gained through pursuit is not the same as attention given freely. And that when something requires constant chasing, it is often already out of alignment. There is also something else happening beneath the surface. A relationship with uncertainty. Because chasing is often an attempt to resolve it. To close the gap between not knowing and feeling secure. When someone pulls away, becomes inconsistent or unclear, it creates tension. A sense of imbalance. And the instinct for many people is to move toward that tension. To fix it. To reduce the uncertainty as quickly as possible. But those who don't chase respond differently. They allow the uncertainty to exist. Not because they enjoy it, but because they are not controlled by it. They understand that not every gap needs to be closed immediately. That clarity cannot always be forced. And that sometimes, the way someone shows up, is already the answer. This requires patience. And more importantly, it requires self-trust. Because when you are able to sit with uncertainty, without immediately reacting, you create space. Space to observe. To understand. To see patterns clearly. And in that space, decisions become less emotional and more intentional. Another quiet difference lies in how they experience attention. For many people, attention feels like validation. When someone responds, shows interest, gives time, it creates a sense of worth. A sense of being chosen. And when that attention fades, something feels lost. Which leads to chasing. To trying to regain what was there. But people who don't chase, do not rely on attention in the same way. They do not see it as something that defines their value. They appreciate it, but they are not dependent on it. And this changes how they respond when it shifts. Because when attention decreases, they do not immediately try to restore it. They notice it. They observe it. And then they decide whether it still aligns with what they want. Instead of trying to fit into someone else's behavior, they assess whether that behavior fits into their life. And this is where the dynamic changes. Because instead of chasing, they evaluate. Instead of reacting, they choose. There is also a deeper layer connected to self-respect. Not in a loud or defensive way, but in a quiet internal standard. A sense that their time, their energy, their presence has value. And because of that, they are careful about where they invest it. They do not give endlessly in situations where effort is not returned. They do not overextend themselves to maintain something that is not mutual. Not out of ego, but out of awareness. Because they understand that chasing often leads to imbalance. Where one person gives more, waits more, adjusts more. And over time, that imbalance becomes exhausting. Not always immediately, but gradually. And rather than allowing that pattern to form, they step back early. They choose not to enter dynamics that require them to prove their worth repeatedly. And this is not about being unavailable. It is about being selective. Another important element is emotional regulation. Because chasing is often driven by impulse. A message left unanswered. A change in tone. A delay in response. Small moments that trigger a reaction. And without awareness, those reactions lead to action. To reaching out again. To over-explaining. To trying harder. But those who don't chase, create a pause. A space between what they feel and what they do. And within that space, they observe the impulse instead of immediately following it. They ask themselves, what is driving this? Is it clarity, or is it discomfort? Is it connection, or is it fear? And that question alone changes the outcome. Because once you recognize that an action is driven by fear, it becomes easier to step back. Not perfectly, but intentionally. There is also something about how they understand connection itself. Not as something to be maintained through effort alone, but as something that grows through mutual presence. Through shared energy. Through both people choosing to move toward each other. And when that movement becomes one-sided, they notice it. Not with judgment, but with clarity. They understand that connection requires participation. From both sides. And when that participation is no longer equal, forcing it does not restore it. It only delays the reality of what is happening. So instead of holding on tighter, they loosen their grip. Not as a test. Not as a strategy. But as a reflection of what is already there. Because if something is meant to continue, it will move naturally. And if it does not, chasing will not change that. It will only make the imbalance more visible over time. There is also a quiet confidence beneath all of this. Not loud. Not performative. But stable. A belief that they will be okay, regardless of the outcome. That losing someone, while difficult, does not diminish their value. And that belief creates freedom. Because when you are not afraid of losing something, you do not feel the need to chase it. You allow it to exist, or to leave, without losing yourself in the process. And this does not mean they never feel attachment. It does not mean they are unaffected by loss. It means they do not abandon themselves to prevent it. They remain grounded, even when things are uncertain. Even when outcomes are unclear. And that grounding changes how they move. Over time, all of these patterns form something deeper. Not just behavior, but identity. Because the way you respond in these moments shapes how you see yourself. And for those who don't chase, their identity becomes aligned with self-respect, with patience, with awareness. And once that identity forms, their actions follow naturally. They no longer have to remind themselves not to chase. It becomes automatic. Because it no longer feels right to move in a way that contradicts who they are. And that is what makes it feel effortless. Not because it is easy, but because it is aligned. So if you have ever wondered why some people seem calm, even when things are uncertain, why they do not rush to fix, to chase, to hold on, it is not because they feel less. It is because they understand more. They understand that connection is not something you run after. It is something that either moves toward you or does not. And trying to force that movement often takes you further away from yourself. If this made you pause, if parts of it felt familiar in a quiet way, then maybe this is not about changing everything at once. Maybe it is about noticing the moments where you feel the urge to chase, the thoughts that follow, the patterns that repeat. Because awareness is where it begins. Not perfection, not control, just awareness. And from that awareness, new choices can emerge. More grounded, more aligned, more reflective of who you are becoming. And you are not alone in that process. There are others, observing, learning, shifting quietly in the same way. And if you would like to stay connected to this kind of reflection, you can consider subscribing. Not as pressure, but as an invitation. And if you feel comfortable, you can share your thoughts below. Not because you have to, but because your perspective might help someone else see something they hadn't noticed before. Take your time. And take care of where you place your energy. It deserves to be met, not chased.